Hi Silem stars, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then you're welcome to my channel. My name is Silem. In today's video guys, I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful barrel pants with side fringes. Okay, so if you don't want to add fringes to your own trouser, you can simply learn how to make a beautiful barrel pants in this video. This video is going to have the cutting and sewing, so let's get right into it.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
So I'm using 2.5 yards of Akwete fabric for this. You can also use Asooke fabric or any other thick fabric, okay? Because you want your fabric to have structure so that the barrel pants shape is very obvious, okay? So I'm using Akwete fabric. Now the length I want my trouser to be is 37. The hem of this trouser is already finished, so I'm not going to add any allowance for the hem. Now I simply marked the waistline and then I came down by 2 inches because of my band. So I'm going to be taking out 2 inches for my band. Now my crotch depth is 10 inches. I marked that and I also marked the knee line, which is 19 inches. This is my client's trouser, by the way. So if I say my measurements, I actually mean my client's measurements. So now I'm adding fringes to this. So I'm going to be marking the length of the fringes, which is 3 inches. If you're not adding fringes, that you don't need to add these 3 inches. Now for the extension of the barrel pants, that's to make the barrel pants wider, I'm adding another 3 inches. Okay, so to make the barrel pants wider, or to make the regular pants wide enough to be barrel pants, you have to add 3 inches, which is what I did. But then I added an extra 3 inches for the fringes. So now from that line, I'm going to mark my measurements. Now on the waist, I'm going to mark the hip circumference divided by 4. The hip and not the waist, because we're going to be adding elastic. On the crotch depth, I'm dividing the lap circumference by 2 and then I marked that. Now I'm going to get the midpoint of that space we have from the line all the way to the edge. I got the midpoint, and on both sides of that midpoint I marked 3.5 inches. Okay, so that's how wide the hem is going to be. Now from that line I'm going to go in by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect that to the crotch just to give it that nice shape by the side. Now that 1 inch that I came in by at the waistline there, I'm going to replace that 1 inch on the other side and then connect that all the way down to the crotch depth line. Okay, I'm going to get the midpoint of that line and then create a curve to that lap divided by 2 that I marked. And then after that, I'm going to create my curve and take it all the way down to the hem. Okay, on the other side I'll do the same thing, create a curve from that crotch depth line to the knee line and then take a straight line all the way down to the hem. Okay, so just watch what I did, you're going to understand everything. Now this is the shape of my trouser. Now on the knee, to make this a barrel pants, on the knee I'm going to go out by 3 inches. On the hem I'm going to come out by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect that to the waistline, to the original waistline. I did not add any allowance to the waistline. So on your knee line, come out by 3 inches. On the hem, come out by 1 inch, and then connect that with a curve to the waistline. So can you see the shape of the barrel pants now? The curve is exaggerated at the knee. Okay, so just take note of that. Now for my fringes, I'm just going out by 3 inches from the curve of my barrel pants. Just going out by 3 inches and then I'm cutting that out. So if you're not adding fringes to yours, simply just cut along the original line that you have. Now on that waist there for the trouser, I'm going up by 1/2 inch and I'm cutting that out. I'm also going ahead to cut everything else. So we're done with the front piece. Now we're going to take our fabric and go ahead and cut the back piece. So for the back piece, I just folded my fabric and then I'm going to be adding my allowance on the side where I have the crotch. So from the hem all the way to the crotch, I marked 2 inches. From the waist all the way to the crotch, I marked 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to extend that crotch depth line right there. And then from that line, I'm going to come down by half an inch. At that half an inch point, I'm going to mark 3 inches from the edge of the front piece. Okay, and then I'm going to connect it to the 1.5 inches we have above the crotch, and I'm also going to connect it to the 2 inches that we have below the crotch. Okay, so those are the allowances that you want to have for your trouser. Okay, everything else is the same, so I'm just going to cut the side where I have the curve of the barrel pants. I'm going to cut the sides. I'm going to cut the waist up here, and then I'm also going to cut the side where I have the crotch as well. And with that, we're done with the drafting process. The next thing we're going to do now is we're going to move on to sewing. Now, I place my pieces right sides facing for the front. I'm going to join them along the crotch. Okay, so join them along the crotch. I went ahead to weave all of the edges so that it's nice and neat and it does not fray. But for the edge where I have the curve, because of the fringes I'm going to be adding, I did not overlock that edge, but I'm still going to join them along the crotch. Okay, so join the front piece along the crotch and the back piece along that crotch. After that, I'm going to place them with the wrong sides facing each other so that I can sew the sides for my fringes. Okay, if you are not adding fringes to yours, then you place your pieces right sides facing each other. Okay, please take note of the differences. All right, so I'm just arranging everything nicely, and then I'm pinning the front and back pieces by the sides. Okay, I'm just pinning them. Now from the edge, I'm going to mark that same 3 inches that I marked when I was drafting, because remember the length of my fringe is 3 inches, so it's that same 3 inches that I'm marking, and I'm just connecting those points. Okay, now that line that I marked, I'm going to sew along that line. That's why I'm actually marking it. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. From the edge, I'm just going to go in by 3 inches and I'm going to mark that, and then I'm going to connect those points with my curve. I'm going to now sew along that along those curves on the right side. Okay, sewing it on the right side, but if you're not adding fringes, please sew yours on the wrong side. Now I'm going to turn my piece to the wrong side and then sew the inner parts of the trouser with half an inch. I'm just joining them with half an inch on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like. Can you see? So the next thing we're going to do now is obviously hem the bottom part. Now for the band, I'm just going to measure my trouser waist. So when I measured the waist, what I got was 42 inches. Okay, so 42 divided by 2 will give me 21. So I added 1 inch to that 21, and that gave me 22 inches. Now I took my band, I'm using a crepe fabric. I measured 2 pieces that were both 22 inches long. Okay, so both pieces are 22 inches long, and they are 5 inches wide. Now I'm going to join both pieces on one end with half an inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to open up the seam allowance as well, and then I'm going to sew the seam allowances down on both sides of the seam. Okay, so sew the seam allowance down on both sides of the seam. Okay, it's very important. Now when you're done with that, you're going to now you're going to go ahead and sew the other end of the band closed. Okay, so sew the other end of the band with half inch seam allowance. Now when we're done with that, we're going to move on to our elastic. Okay, so this is what our band looks like so far. Okay, and then we'll move on now to our elastic. Now my client's waist measurement, her actual waist measurement is 32 inches. So I subtracted 4 inches from that, and that gave me 28 inches. So that's the length of my elastic, and the width of the elastic is 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to fold the elastic and I'm going to join the elastic on one end. Okay, so I'll close one end with 1/2 inch seam allowance, and this is what my elastic looks like. Now, to make everything nice and flat, I like to push the allowance to one side and sew it down. Now I'm going to take my band. I'm going to put my elastic in between my band. Now I'm going to make sure that the joining I have on the elastic aligns with the first joining I made on the band. Okay, so just make sure that the joinings align. So just sandwich your elastic inside the band. Okay, make sure you do that very neatly. And then the next thing you want to do is to sew beside the elastic, not on the elastic but beside the elastic. Now as you're doing this, make sure that you're pulling the elastic. Now when you're done, this is what you're going to have. The next thing you want to do is you want to come down from the fold of the band by 1/2 inch and then sew all the way around. This time you're going to be sewing on the elastic, so make sure that you are pulling the elastic while you're sewing. So do that all the way round. Now once we're done with that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down from that seam, the last seam that we sewed, come down by 0.75 inches, and then we're going to sew again. This time as well, we're also sewing on the elastic, so make sure that you pull. The reason why we're doing this is so that we can create a channel that our rope is going to pass into. Now if you're not adding a rope to your elastic, you can simply just sew right at the center of the elastic and you're good to go. But because we're going to be adding a rope, we need to create this channel, and that's why we are sewing twice. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim off any excess I have at the bottom part of the band. Okay, so just trim off any excess that you have, and then we're ready to attach this band to our trouser. But before we do that, we're going to open up the channel. There's an entrance into that channel. So you see that very first seam that I made that held the two band pieces together? That is the seam I am opening right now. We're in between those two seams that are on the elastic. I hope that makes sense. So just go ahead and open up that seam. Make sure that you're not opening it beyond the seams that you have going across. So just watch what I did and you'll understand. Now for my rope, I'm using a bias tape to create my rope. I simply just folded the bias tape lengthwise, and then I'm just sewing it down so that it creates a very tiny rope that can easily pass through that channel. You can also create your rope with the crepe fabric or any other fabric that you like, but I like to use a bias tape so that I have something very tiny that can easily pass into that channel, pass through the channel rather. Now I don't have a safety pin, so I'm just going to be using my bobby pin to, insert my rope into the channel. So I just tied one end of the rope, then I passed it through the bobby pin, and then I'm just going to pass the bobby pin through that channel. So just gently pass it through all the way until the rope comes out from that same entrance but on the other side. I hope that makes sense. Just pass your rope through until it comes out from that same entrance. And then once we're done with that, this is what we have. Can you see? Our rope is ready and our band is ready as well. So what I like to do is I like to tie the end of the rope just so that I feel like it looks cute, number one, and also so it doesn't fall back into the channel. Now if you want to know how long your rope should be at least twice your trouser waist, not your normal waist but twice your trouser waist, so that it doesn't fall into the channel. Now make sure that when you're pinning your band to your trouser, make sure that the seam you have where your rope comes out from aligns with your center front, and the other seam you have at the end of the band aligns with your center back. So just make sure that the two seams you have on your band align with your center front and center back respectively. So once you're done with that, you can go ahead and join your band all the way around the waist with half-inch seam allowance. When you're joining the band, make sure that you're pulling the band so that it matches the waist of your trouser. And once you're done with that, can you see how neat it looks? Very, very fine, very neat. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create the fringes we have by the side. Now if you're using Asooke, it's the same process. If you're using Akwete like I'm using, it's also the same process. Depends on the fabric you're using, but I'll have you know that Asooke is so much easier to create the fringes because it's not as tightly woven as Akwete. Akwete, which is what I'm using, is very hard to pull out the fringes because of how tightly woven it is, but nevertheless you can still do it because I've done it. So what you want to do is simply you want to cut your piece. Remember that you have to create the fringes both on the front and on the back. Okay, so you want to cut at intervals, maybe 4 to 5 inches intervals. Me, I like to use the markings on the fabric, so I'm just going to be using those black lines as a guide, okay, to just cut at intervals. The reason why you're cutting at intervals is so that you can create the fringes section by section. Okay, it's easier that way than trying to create the fringes on the long piece of fabric. So you want to take one section and then you're going to work with one section. So you can see these black lines that are going across. Those are the lines you want to remove. Okay, if you're using Asooke, like I said, it's the same thing. If you look closely on your Asooke fabric, you're going to see that you have black lines going across that you have to take out to create the fringes. So I like to use my seam ripper to just pull it out. So just gently pull out those black lines using your seam ripper. Do it bit by bit until you have the black threads out, until you remove the black threads. So do that for all of the black threads you have or that you see up until you get to the side, the part where you sewed. Okay, up until you get to that seam. So once you get to the seam, you can stop there. So can you see how the fringes are already forming? So just do that all the way for the front and the back and for both sides. So you can see that it's a lot of work. But anyway, this is the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned anything from this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to register for my online classes. I have trouser online classes, bustier, corsets, hip padding. I have a lot of online classes. Just let me know if you're interested in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.